Rutha Milligan-Mims, originally from Gainesville, migrated to Fort White, Columbia County in the 80s and 90s. And we got the experience to grind cane on the farm, plant cane, harvest the cane, cut it down, and strip it and top it, and feed the mill, and cook the cane in the kettle, fire in the cooker or the boiler. And after it's cooked out, 100 gallons would yield 10 gallons of syrup, because it's like 90% water and the juice. And we bottle the cane and put it up in the storage house for the family use for pancakes and biscuits and sweet water or whatever, and give to the family. And that's my story of living on the farm with growing cane for my first time.
Now I can add to that story. My name is Tresia Blackshear-Robinson. This is my mother. As a child, I was in, let's say, my teen years of high school. We've grown up in cane with my mother, growing, harvesting cane on a little small like farm. We also had animals, but as far as the cane, we did this around Thanksgiving time every year. And around this Thanksgiving time, it was also a time for the family to get together. Most of the brothers of the family got together and made all the cane. To my recollection, I would say last year's syrup was now this year's syrup to eat everything. So this year's syrup was the cane that we made for next year's. Me being young, I always remember this one particular uncle. He always sat aside and kind of low. A story kind of for adults, I would say, but fun to kids because you always learn as you're young. Our cane kettle, a little different from the one you have here. It's a little bigger, but it had like a little lip, what do you call it? A ring around it. As the syrup boils, foams over, he would always like skim it around. And they taught me as young that no, don't toss that, skim that over. And he would say, little TT, bring this over to me.
Put it in the bucket.
You know, bring the bucket, because you gotta skim it and you put it over in the bucket. And me, it's Thanksgiving time. The women, of course, my mother and I, would be in the house cooking. But me, young, I'm outside nosy around all the men, so it was me learning. I learned, but I also learned how to skim it off the little lip, put it in the bucket as it got full, take it over to my uncle on the little stool over here, and he had a whole little contraption over here going off to itself. And as I learned that little contraption is what they call buck. So from the syrup, you also make good buck from the syrup. And people don't know what buck is. That's like a little a step up from shine, or between wine and shine. That's that buck. A good little drink. So you had a good Thanksgiving drink.
That's excellent. Wow.
Yeah. So being young. My grandmother always taught me, keep your ears open, eyes open, but your mouth closed, and you'll learn a lot. And trust me, I learned a lot on the farm. That's what I can say, one, about the cane.
Thank you so much. Those